What's up, everybody? Before the video starts, I just want to talk to you guys about Iron Grind Athletics. They make some really cool fitness gear, very comfortable. You guys should definitely check them out. They make stuff for both men and women. They recently just dropped a new spring collection, so definitely go and check these guys out. There's a link down below with a discount code already included. Just click the link, take you straight to their website, and you guys can just pick whatever you want if you see something you like and check out with 10% off. Thanks, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys like that little montage. Please don't try to cut me on my skills so much. I'm not the best player. I mostly just do it so you guys can get an idea of how these boots look on the field and how they act during all those activities, which is stuff that you'll do when you're gonna wear them, obviously. So getting straight into the video, I have a real big love-hate relationship with these boots. And as the video progresses, you'll probably understand why. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna go ahead and start talking about the upper. The upper, like I've said before, it's super thin and it's super tight, especially right here in the midfoot section is very, very tight. This boot is not going to fit everybody, guys. Keep that in mind. Super tight right here, super thin. The touch on the ball is great. It's really raw. It's about as close to barefoot as you're gonna get from any boot. But I mean, it's just very thin, super tight. So one of the downfalls of such a tight and thin upper is it lacks comfort. This is a very uncomfortable boot, especially during the break-in process. This boot took me about a week to break in before I could even use them on field. So I broke them in for about a week. I started off with 15-minute intervals, wearing them around the house until I got to about 45 minutes without feeling any pain. I felt a lot of pain and tightness around the midfoot section and in the sole. After that week, I took him out to go play. I played a 1-hour pickup game, and it felt pretty good. But towards the end, again, I was getting a lot of pain right here in the midfoot, especially on the inside, on my arch, and a lot of just a lot of pain in the sole. Felt like I was gonna get some blisters around here and around the outside of this part of my foot. Luckily, I didn't get none of that. But I mean, yeah, this boot is very tight, guys. It's gonna take a long time to break them in. I've been wearing them up to earlier this week, and they still weren't broken in. They were still giving me a lot of pain and tightness in those specific areas. Also, one downside, and I said this in one of my first videos, is how thin the upper is. You can see these scuffs right here, right? Those are scuffs from where people hit me with their cleat. And this scuff, particularly right here, he didn't even step on me. He just grazed my cleat with his cleat, just like this. Oh my God, that scuff was hurting my toe for like 3 days. It felt like I got cut, but I didn't. I wasn't bleeding at all, but it hurt. So just imagine a full-on step, especially by like a bigger person. It's definitely gonna hurt a lot. So always keep that in mind. So some positivities here is that the upper is super thin. You get a real good touch on the ball. You get a real clean strike. You can make some really crisp passes. But I feel like Adidas really let us down in the comfort section. It's not really that comfortable. Maybe after a couple months of usage, they might get a little bit more comfy. But as of right now, they're not comfortable. They're not very comfortable, honestly. And one more really bad thing about this upper is there's no lockdown. There's a lot of movement inside the boot, especially on the outside part and in the heel section. I felt a lot of movement when I was taking my shots, when I was doing the sprints. One example in particular was the first day I ever wore these in the pickup game. I did a really hard cut to the right to go defend, and it almost felt like I fell out of the boots. I had to look down to make sure they were still on my feet. So lacks a lot of lockdown. I tried to capture it in the video. I'm not sure if you guys can really see it, but there's a lot of movement, and it doesn't have the best lockdown. That's mostly because the upper is so thin, which is why they made it so tight, and the upper is so stiff, was to provide some type of lockdown, seeing as how there's no lacing system and there's pretty much no cage or anything to keep your foot locked down. So they made it super tight and super stiff to try to offer something, but it's not really doing much, sadly. Maybe wearing a pair of grip socks might be a little bit better, but these are so tight on my feet already. I highly doubt I'd be able to get them on. If I wore a pair of grip socks, I feel like the freaking sock would just all come up here and get stuffed in my heel. So that's the upper. Moving on to the sole plate and stud pattern, it's like night and day. This sole plate and stud pattern is probably the best sole plate and stud pattern on the market right now, in my opinion. Super aggressive. The traction is insane. I mean, you can just see it in the videos. When I'm cutting to the right, I don't even put my whole foot down. Like, it's like the outside part of the cleat or the inside part of the cleat is touching the floor and the rest of it isn't. And I get full traction. It's insane. Super good, super aggressive. On the sprints, when I take off, you can kind of see it's bent ever so slightly because you already have the bend in the sole. It's bent ever so slightly, and as soon as my foot comes off, it just shoots back straight into just ready to get into the next step. So I mean, the sole plate is stiff. If you don't like a stiff sole plate, then you're probably not gonna like this. But I for one love a stiff sole plate. So good, especially with this Carbotex insert that still looks amazing. It's just super stiff, super responsive, and I mean the studs are super aggressive, man. The traction on these, perfect. 10 out of 10. I don't think you're gonna find a better sole plate or stud pattern on any boot in the market. So with that being said, give my final thoughts on this boot. Do I recommend it to you guys? Yes and no. If you have skinny feet, yeah, definitely get them. You're gonna love them. Just be aware, super thin upper, it's gonna hurt if you get stepped on. and try to wear some grip socks. Just try to wear some grip socks. Maybe it'll help with the lockdown just a little bit. If you have normal feet, definitely think about it. There's other options out there that could fit you just a little bit better, could be a lot more comfortable. So definitely think about it. And anybody with whitish to wide feet, I'm gonna have to say no. Do not go with these. You can spend your money on other boots that are gonna fit a lot better and are gonna perform just as good. But those are my recommendations, guys. You can take it how you want. Those are just my 2 cents, but that's just really how I recommend these. That's gonna be it for today, guys. If you guys liked the video, please let me know with a like or a comment. I got a lot of videos planned for the next couple weeks, so if you guys want to see those, want some more content, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.